This is Cleanne Jenkins, your Simply Fun Playologist, and today I'm going to talk to you about the May specials. So first we have Gumball Words. Gumball Words is for ages 8 and up and teaches spelling and vocabulary. Players move around the Gumball machine board according to the guides on the letter tiles, and they collect tiles as they go and use the collected tiles to build as many words as they can. So basically, if you were this player right here, you can move any of these 4 ways, and you're trying to, so go here, then you collect this tile. Then on your next turn, this right here is showing you how you can move. So you can move over and down, and then you claim this as your letter tile, and after you get all the tiles, then you're trying to build words, and whoever builds like the longest words is who wins. So if you look over here, it's telling you about how many letter words and what gets you points and what minuses you points. So this one was a really fun game. It is a little bit more challenging, but it was really fun. Okay, next we have Pigtails. Pigtails is for ages 6 and above. It teaches communication and storytelling. Basically for this game, you roll the die, and then you move pickles, as many as you rolled, and then you draw a card. And when you draw your card, then you have to start the story with the card that you draw. So then we'd say something like, Pickles went one day to fly a kite. So then the next person draws the dice or rolls the dice, and then they move and they draw a card, and they have to add to the story. So then they say, oh, one day Pickles went to fly a kite and he saw a baseball. And so basically you go around and everybody takes a turn adding to the story, and they have to remember the story the way that it was before. And then whoever earns the most cards by the end of the game, by the time he gets to the castle, is who wins. So it was a pretty fun game. My 6-year-old really loved that game. Okay, next we have the real script. The real script is for ages 8 and up. It teaches communication, sequencing, and planning. So for this game, you get to be a screenwriter and write an amazing storyline. Creativity and imagination are necessary to put all the parts together to generate what may be voted as the real script by the other players. So for this game, you're dealt out 5 cards, and from these, then what you're doing is you're taking these tokens here and you're voting on which one of these script ones here that you want to go to make your script the best. And so say like I really like number 6, so then I would put like 4 tokens on number 6 here, and everybody has these screens so nobody else can see what you're doing, and then whoever bids the most wins that one. And then you're trying to make a really good story with your cards, and it goes over a few rounds. And then you also have these little voting tokens, and basically you'll vote on who you think did the best script. So it's a really fun game and has to do with a lot of creativity. Okay, and next we have Pass the Rooby Roo. Pass the Rooby Roo is for ages 5 and up, and it teaches word association and quick thinking. Players choose a letter, roll the dice, and then reveal the category and think of a word in the category that starts with that letter. So if I were here, I'd say, okay, I want to choose letter D. And then I would roll the dice. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then I turn this over, and this reveals that the category is transportation. So then as you do that, whoever does it quickest, they say pass the Rooby Roo. So if you think of something, then you say, oh, pass the Rooby Roo. And whoever does that quickest is who gets Rooby Roo and gets to say, okay. So then my D word to go with transportation is dump truck. And if you win that round, then you get a Rooby token. And whoever gets the most Rooby tokens at the end of the game is who wins. Okay, then we have Lily Pond. Lily Pond is for ages 4 and above. It teaches reading and spelling. Players take turns hopping their frog around the pond, landing or jumping through the lily pad letters needed for their word cards. So say I'm the green one here, or the blue one, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to spell out the words on your word cards. So I roll the dice, and I've got a 2, and I'm trying to get to the letter P first so I can spell out pan. So then I'm going to do 2 jumps over to P, and once I've got to P, then I can move my little thing over to A, and then on my next turn, the next letter I'm going to is A. And you basically, whoever gets through all 3 of their word cards and spells out all the words first is who wins. So that one was a pretty cute game. 2 other games that are on special that aren't pictured here is Bit a Letter and Do You Know Shakespeare. Bit a Letter is for ages 12 and above, and it teaches vocabulary and sequencing. And it's a word building game similar to Scrabble. And Do You Know Shakespeare is for ages 12 and above and teaches Shakespeare facts and probability. It's trivia about Shakespeare and his works. And if you want to know any more about these, see the website. The other thing that you get if you do specials in May is you can earn, if you spend over $50, you can earn 2 bonus games. Linkity is one. And for this game, players put down a card. And so then I would say, okay, apple. And then the next person would put down a card and say, oh, slice. And then the next person would say golf. And you're trying to make sure that all of these words like go with each other. So that one's a pretty fun one. And another one that you can get is word bits. And for word bits, you would do a card, and so this one says U.S. state. So then you would take the dice, and I only roll one of the dice. So M. So Maryland or Maine, and so then like you have other ones that you could do like with 2 dice or with 3 dice or 4. And so that one's a pretty fun game. And if you spend over $50, you can get either of those games for $9, which is at least half as much as they normally are. So there are the May specials. Thanks for watching.